Welcome to Hood Champion Boxing and Sports. In boxing, you find a way to win or you find a way to lose. But in finding a way to win, you actually find a way to lose. Especially when, I gotta say, hell no, man. Tommy Fury has this Dr. SAJJAD in his corner. Come on, man. Y'all know who Dr. SAJJAD is, don't you? And that's the guy who was out there in the corner of, well, I'll put it to you this way. He was behind Conor Benn's pads, man. SAJJAD is the guy who went on the record and said, look, it's so easy to cheat in boxing. Only a stupid person will get caught. It's so easy to take pads and illegal drugs and to make sure it's out your system before VADA or UCAD or any agency comes around to test your urine, etc., right? This is the guy who said that. This is the guy who was in Conor Benn's corner and giving Conor Benn all that bull crap. He's the same guy when Conor Benn got popped and the heat was on and they were canceling the Eubank Jr. fight. SAJJAD deleted all of his social media accounts. SAJJAD is the guy when Tyson Fury decided to come back to the sport after depression, anxiety, wanting to kill himself and everything else, right? SAJJAD was the guy in Tyson Fury's corner. Now, that being said, why in the world, and I will say this, Tyson Fury has come out and spoke very positively about SAJJAD. But to me, why would you want to bring a guy like this into your world when you know all the crap surrounding Conor Benn recently and even now, and now you're bringing him in your camp and you're going to have this doctor work for you to help you with, I guess, your supplement strategy going to a fight against Jake Paul. Let me tell you, man, this has stink written all over it. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it. And I'm going to tell you right now, I'm rooting for Jake Paul more than ever. I mean, damn, this is the guy who was sitting there and basically brought Conor Benn back from the dead. Because remember, Conor Benn was getting knocked down in fights. He was looking less than stellar in his fights. Then this guy SAJJAD surfaces. Conor Benn claims he only met him in August. We all know that's bullcrap. All of a sudden, Conor Benn turns into a superhero with iron fist, right? So it makes me wonder, Tommy Fury can't be confident. This is the same thing that his brother Tyson Fury did. You go into a fight with a guy with a big right hand like Deontay Wilder, and you got someone like this in your corner, and then all of a sudden, Tyson Fury turns into the knockout artist. Now, don't get me wrong, Tyson Fury's had knockouts before, but not like that. It's more or less, boxing, wearing you down, but not the kind of power that Tyson Fury had shown in those Wilder fights. But don't get me wrong, maybe Wilder just had, I have to be honest, I had to question Wilder's chin, right? I had to question his chin. But all I'm saying is, Tommy Fury now worried about a guy with the big right hand, and he's got this guy in his corner. And I am very concerned for Jake Paul. I am. I don't like it. I just don't think it's fair. I don't think it's right. But at the end of the day, when there's no proof, you got to leave it as that. But if you know, when it comes to this SAJJAD with him, Tyson Fury, Conor Benn, and other fighters. But the thing is this, right? This is the doctor who came out and said, listen, I'm going to tell you exactly what this dude said. Because I want to make sure y'all understand why I'm even talking about him, right? This doctor was facing an investigation. He may still be under investigation. But you bring him into your camp after claiming 80 to 90% of fighters are doping. Now, he said this before Chris Eubank and Conor Benn fight, before that fight was axed. And that's a problem, man. This same guy, SAJJAD, the British Boxing Board of Control, look, man, he went to them and said, you'd have to be an idiot to fail a drug test in England. Let me tell you something. That's a problem. That is a problem. Remember, SAJJAD worked with BENN after those comments were made, saying that all the majority of boxers are doping in the country. He said if you're an elite level boxer, you know, pay-per-view, world-class European level, 80 to 90% are doing it. From what I'm seeing. That means that he's behind the scenes, people. You don't come out and make a statement like that unless you know firsthand. He's a doctor. You think he doesn't know who the hell's doping? You think he's not giving it to people? And he goes on to expound that when he says doping, it's not just steroids. He says you got IV fluid infusion after weigh-ins, you've got diuretics, you've got growth hormones, you got testosterone replacements. You have to be an idiot to fail a drug test in England because urine testing is just 72 hours, meaning that most of the drugs are only detectable in urine for up to 3 days. Whereas the one that trips up a lot of athletes is if you sign up to the random drug testing, which WADA, the World Anti-Doping Agency, do. They'll track you where you are and can turn up to your house whenever and do a blood test. With the blood test, they can catch things that have been there a month. A lot of athletes can take fast-acting testosterone or growth hormones, which can only be in your body for 7 to 8 hours. There's ways to get around it. A lot of tricks. This is what this guy is saying. You have to think about when they're out of camp. Unless they're enrolled in the WBC clean boxing all year round random blood testing, what's stopping them doping when they're out of season? A lot of these things are easy to dodge. Let me tell you something. That is problematic. Problematic. I don't know. I know there's confidentiality of a doctor-patient relationship. So we know that the doctor's not going to say much of anything specific to athletes he's worked with because they're his so-called patients. But he said a mouthful when this man was talking about how to get around tests, what can trip up athletes when they're cheating, and how to get around that. I mean, he kind of lays it out. Exactly what needs to be done. He doesn't go into specifics about what drugs you can take, but he lays it out, how to do it. And this is a doctor who's been in the corner of Tyson Fury. Come on, man. Conor Benn. Now Tommy Fury, and there's other athletes. But he's smart enough to make sure to delete his social media pages. But I need to do more research on this guy. I did a video on him when this first broke about Conor Benn. But to see that Tommy Fury is there, I'm going to tell y'all right now. I'm rooting for Jake Paul. I'm rooting for Jake Paul. But I wouldn't be, I'll tell you, knowing this guy's in Fury's corner, I wouldn't be surprised if Fury actually knocked Jake Paul out cold. Or stopped him. I wouldn't be surprised. Because I think Jake Paul is clean. And I think Jake Paul may be in over his head if Tommy Fury really can just go from the first second of the first bell to the last second or wherever the fight stopped. If he can just throw hard, powerful shots, combinations, and just keep that momentum every second of every round, Jake Paul will tire. And Jake Paul will probably end up getting stopped. But I'm going to tell you right now, I wouldn't give any credit to Tommy Fury if he gets this win just because of who he has helping him out. That is a problem. But I'm going to leave it alone because, man, I'm about to start cussing because I just, look, if you think you can beat the YouTuber, right, beat the YouTuber. Why do you have to bring on this known doctor, whatever the hell he is, nutritionist or whatever? I know he's a doctor, right? Why would you have to bring this guy in, someone who's known for being under investigation for the whole Conor Benn thing and for the comments he's made about saying, especially out there in England, how stupid athletes have to be if they get caught. Come on, man. If you feel you can beat Jake Paul, then beat Jake Paul. But don't be looking for an unfair advantage. You know what I'm saying? That's like what David Benavidez bringing on Heredia. But at the same time, Caleb Plant has Victor Conti, so I get it. But damn, this is a problem. But I'm going to start rambling. I'm getting agitated because I don't like that. I don't like it. And the shit is over there in Saudi Arabia and Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder's over there right now and everything, man. Man, I'm really rooting for Jake Paul. I am. More than ever. But then shit, let's hope that nothing comes out after the fight, that maybe Jake Paul has some funny business going on. You know? But anyway, I'm looking forward to the fight. I was going to tune in anyway. But I'm definitely tuning in, and I hope y'all tune in, because we may really see somebody get knocked out. And I'm kind of edging if a knockout happens. I'm going to be honest with you. Tommy Fury could come in overconfident, because he's out here talking about within 4 rounds he's going to knock him out. That could be where that confidence comes from. It derives from him knowing he's got this shit in his system. But he come in there overconfident, and Jake Paul could blast him out of there with that big freeze ray right hand of his. So I guess whatever. We'll see what's happen. We'll see what happens. Y'all keep cool. Shout out to the veterans. This is complete madness. I'm in the breeze.